Now let's welcome to the cage, Justin Sumter.
Sumter making his way to the cage tonight. Typically a middleweight, Greg, fighting a little bit heavier tonight, now fighting at light heavyweight. You know a lot about Sumter, and you know a lot about fighting at different weights as well. You fought lighter in your career, you fought heavier toward the end. Is it a tough adjustment to have to fight with extra weight, or just a different style?
Well, listen, as you get older, you're not going to get smaller. You're going to naturally get bigger. And as you can see, Sumter's still lean and shredded at 205. It doesn't matter. I know 85 is a tough weight cut. He's a really big 85er. You know, 6'2". He's got a 7'8" reach. He's a big guy, you know, so he easily can fill out this frame. And yeah, I'm excited to see him, man. Justin was always an excellent fighter. Again, he fought at the next level as well. He's another guy that's making his way back. Still, I mean, he's still young. He's still got some time.
Sumter, only 33 years old, is coming off that surprising loss to Billy Goff. That was for the CS MMA middleweight title at CS 67. If you remember, Goff came up in weight to take that fight, won his second title with the promotion.
Within a short period of time.
Within a very short period of time, and really bludgeoned Sumter with elbows in that match.
And also, you know, look what Billy Goff's done. He's gone to the UFC. He won in the Contender, and he just won again in the UFC recently. So, you know, he's fighting studs. You know, he's lost on the Contender Series twice, but he's fighting really tough guys as well. You know?
And when you talk about guys who've been around the block a lot in their careers and who have started with CS,
10-0.
Mentioned Eric Spicer.
10-0 with CES is where he started.
This is also a decade as a pro for Eric Spicer.
Yeah.
This is his 10th year as a professional. And again, we mentioned he started his career with CS, went 10-0 with the promotion, ran through everybody, got the call up to the UFC, had some ups and downs there, and now he is back. And this is actually not only his first fight since February and his first fight with CS in quite some time. It's his first fight on U.S. soil in 4 years. We'll get to that in a bit. We take a look here at the tail of the tape. Both fighters now fighting at the light heavyweight division. Spicer coming in at 207, Sumter at 204. Certainly different from what they were earlier in their careers. But the experience is there, dedication, it's all right there. This is a bout that we thought was supposed to happen at CES 67 back in 2022. Tonight we get it. Tonight we're going to get the treat that we wanted years ago. We're finally going to see Sumter and Eric Spicer in the cage tonight. We mentioned Spicer being 10-0 lifetime with CS, never losing. Tremendous competitor on the ground. His wrestling, everything.
Unbelievable jiu-jitsu. You know, he was a good wrestler, but it's his jiu-jitsu that really separates himself from everybody else. He's training up in Montreal, Canada, up at TriStar Gym with the likes of like Faraz Zahabi and George St. Pierre. Some of the best fighters in the world have come out of that camp. So that's where Eric's actually living now.
The irony of these two supposedly fighting at CS 67 was that when Spicer was forced to withdraw from the fight, that's when Billy Goff stepped in to face Sumter, and that really changed the trajectory for both guys. Sumter has not fought since then in the MMA cage, and Goff has gone on to do some great things. So everything that happened that night has really set things in a different direction.
Is a three-round battle in the light heavyweight division. And first, fighting out of the blue corner with 8 victories, 5 losses, 4 big wins by knockout. A former CES World Title challenger. He weighed in at a fit and ready 204 pounds. Hailing out of Milford, Connecticut, Justin Fort Sumter. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with 13 professional victories, 8 losses, 11 finishes, a 7-time UFC fight veteran. He weighed in at 207 pounds. Fighting out of Olneyville, Rhode Island, Eric Sabrina Spicer.
All right, we're just about to get ready for this bout in the light heavyweight division, scheduled for 3 rounds. We mentioned the pedigree of both fighters. Fighting at the next level, Eric Spicer, a 7-time UFC veteran.
And also fought overseas in Slovakia,
fighting
Russia.
In Slovakia, Russia.
Against some very high-level competition that is in the UFC right now.
It's amazing, and he just had a first-round submission win in Slovakia not too long ago, back in June. It was actually
with
a fight
twister
there again. Yeah.
In 30 seconds.
I mean, it's amazing. So Spicer's been everywhere. You know, Sumter's been around the block as well. 4 times with UFC Contender Series, twice with UFC Contender Series, 3 times with Bellator. So again, high-level competition for both fighters.
But Eric's going to have to get on the inside. As you can see how, Sumter with a 5-inch reach advantage. He's very tall, very long. He's got a good jab, and he's got excellent wrestling defense.
Especially certainly looks a lot different than we remember. He fought at 170 early in his career. So this is an additional 30-plus pounds that he's fighting with. Certainly different than the way Sumter carries the extra weight.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't be shocked to see Spicy pull guard here. Because, again, Sumter, nice whizzer against the fence. He's going to start stuffing the head, looking for that left underhook. He does have excellent takedown defense.
You mentioned Spicy's world travels, by the way, also in Abu Dhabi.
Looking at a trip, and Spicy's going to look to bring him back. Bring him back to his right. Excellent balance here by Sumter. And this is going to gas Spicy out. If he keeps doing this, this is very tiring when guys defend like this.
It's worth mentioning, too, Greg, that even though Sumter hasn't been in the cage in 18 months, he's also competed in grappling matches. So he's still staying busy.
Well, as you can see, he's in pretty good shape.
Sure, he looks great.
Yeah, he's always in shape. Now Sumter looking for a Kimura grip here. Spicy's going to use this to try to hug around and take his back. Spicy looking to get a hook in, and he's going to pull him right to the ground here. Sumter's still got that Kimura.
It's very much the back and forth you expect from these two.
Absolutely.
It's so intriguing watching them slip out of holds or evade any sort of submission attempt and just get right back to their feet. It's what you've seen from Spicy for so many years.
Yeah, excellent scrambles. Yeah, because that was a pretty deep Kimura. A lot of guys tap from that. But Spicy's going right back. He's trying to trap that leg, and he's trying to pull him back to his right behind him over the top. And Spicy's got no problem doing this. He will pull guard because he's got excellent leg attacks off his back. So he'll control the head here, getting the lockdown on that leg.
You mentioned Spicy coming up in weight, and you wonder how much that had to do with in 2020 when he missed weight with UFC.
Yeah.
Was pulled from the card there.
Oh, Spicy's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's on tapping.
Oof. Yeah, that was more of like a face crank.
Wow. Justin Sumter gets the victory.
In round number 1.
Round number 1.
That's a big victory for Sumter.
It's a huge win for Sumter against a guy who, for the first time in 11 fights, takes the loss in a CS cage.
Yeah.
And for Sumter, it's sweet redemption after what happened in his last bout, going back to 2022 against Billy Goff. That surprising loss. You and I both did not see that coming and did not look good there. He had lost 4 out of 6 coming into this fight, Greg, going back to 2018. This must feel amazing right now.
Absolutely. Getting right back on track, and it's against a UFC veteran. It's not against some guy that's just coming in here to collect a paycheck. That's a big win, and especially for me, it's beating Eric Spicy by submission.
Submitting a submission specialist, a guy who came into this fight with 7 wins by submission out of his 13. So it says a lot to be able to get him with a rear naked choke there and in round number 1. Just an incredible turnaround for Sumter. It shows, Greg, the reward that can come from patience and being willing to take that risk. It's, for a guy that hadn't fought in 18 months, that's a very tough fight.
And like we said, he's just 33 years old. This guy's still in the prime of his career at 85 or even 205, and he looks great at 205.
That's win number 9 now for Justin Sumter, and you're right, he's still young, and there's a lot of time to now do something, and maybe that redemption tour takes him back to a promotion like a Bellator, or maybe UFC back on Fight Night. There are plenty of options, as you know, out there for fighters who are making the climb. So a very big win for Justin Sumter, eradicating a lot of demons after that last fight, getting back in the win column. And tough for Eric Spicy, and it's be interesting to see at 37 where he goes from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 32 seconds into round number 1. Your winner via neck crank, Justin Sumter.
A good old-fashioned neck crank at 2:32 of round 1. Once again, we cannot state enough what a big win that is for Justin
huge
Sumter.
Win. Great work getting right back on track. It looks like Eric might have injured his shoulder in that.
And as we mentioned, Greg, it remains to be seen where Eric Spicy goes from here at 37 years of age, taking loss number 9. It's been some time for him getting back in that cage, but be that as it may, fight has come to an end. Don't go anywhere. We've got more CS 75 after this.